Okay, so I finally got this to work. This is the first time I've ever done this, and it feels incredibly odd and uncomfortable. But I guess I might as well get with the times or something. Let's see. So gosh, there's been so many people's videos that I've wanted to comment about or continue a dialogue regarding. I guess since top surgery is the topic that kind of I'm concerned with or considering most of my life right now, I guess I wanted to approach that one, which is what you shared about in your part of what you shared about in your last video thing. Let's see. I don't really know where to begin. You know, it's really weird to kind of articulate anything really using a video camera like this. Just by talking out loud and hearing myself talk about these things, I think that's an incredibly kind of for lack of a better word, cathartic experience, and I hope that, you know, some good comes out of it just from that. But I also want to kind of continue a conversation, or start a conversation with you about sort of after the fact, now that you have had top surgery, and from the way that I've interpreted what you've said about yourself, is that you're kind of fluid depending on the moment, depending on the day, you know, going sort of back and forth. I first kind of started watching your video as well as others. I think like one of the first videos I saw of yours was kind of explaining why you stopped going on, you stopped taking tea essentially. So I'm definitely a little bit later in your process, but I'm definitely rambling. So let's see. I guess for me, I'm wondering if can the outside world perceive you as a woman, and also after having had top surgery? Is that even possible? I mean, is it possible to, you know, either with clothes on or at the beach or whatever, is it possible to be a woman without a chest? And I just can't really think of any examples, and that feels so strange to me. And of course the question, can I, is obviously, of course I can. Of course it's possible. Of course it's physically possible to do that. But I guess I'm talking about in relationship to others. How does that work? Because I feel like I've used my chest for the last, you know, 10 years or so as a form of currency, as a form of maintaining some sort of privilege or some sort of status with men or in the kind of heteronormative society. I completely realized the benefits that I've gotten as being perceived of as a woman, being perceived of as a lesbian, but as a lesbian with a chest. I don't even like that word lesbian, but you know what I mean. You know, it has definitely been a benefit to myself in relationship to others. But I guess I'm tired of that being the way that I do my life. I mean, of course it's problematic in its own way that I'm using it in that way, or that I'm conscious of that I'm using it in that way. But it's like, now I want my body to be for me, I guess. And thinking about my body for me, I think of it as flat. kind of what you were talking about. You know, a few years back I was talking to a girlfriend about this subject in a really kind of different way, using different words, and I spoke about, you know, just like that freedom and that thought of being able to, you know, be at a beach and, you know, just be wearing board shorts or whatever. Can you tell I live in Southern California? And she kind of brought up the fact, well, is it that there's this fat on your body? And I thought that was really important that she mentioned that, and then that you mentioned that today, or when I watched your video, that there is this excess fat on my chest, and so is my issue fat, or is my issue that it's not flat? Can I separate those two things out? I don't know. You know, I don't want to totally intellectualize this, but I just know that I just saw myself in a picture. I was at a wedding back east, and I saw myself in a picture after the wedding, and I was totally surprised that that's what I looked like. I was completely surprised that the way that I had perceived myself at the wedding as how I thought I looked was completely different than the way that I actually did look. Because apparently I was walking around with a very large chest, and I didn't quite realize it, which is just totally shocking. I don't know, I mean, I guess I should probably just post this and get a video up, because this has been... I just need to get the ball rolling, I guess, get the discussion started. I have a lot more to say on top surgery, but I guess part of my thing is that I'm not really considering right now how I perceive my gender. I'm thinking about how I perceive my body, and I'm not, this isn't really about me thinking about, you know, do I think of myself as male, as female, as androgynous, as trans, as genderqueer. To be honest, none of those words feel quite right, and for some reason I feel like those words are all sort of irrelevant, because I'm talking about the way that I perceive my body. But I guess I don't want it to be a given that, okay, if I were to have top surgery, that means that I now need to be perceived as trans or as male. That those two things don't correlate to me, that if I have top surgery, then that means I can't also be she, if that's what I want to be. Do I lose that right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I would really love to hear what you have to say about that, what you have to say about the way that people perceive you now. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. And I can answer any questions that you have for me. I'm pretty cool with that. So yeah, cool. Be good to hear from you. Thanks.